The archaeological site on Kepler-4 had been dormant for 17,000 years. Before Sydney's boot touched its surface, she hadn't meant to find it. The survey mission was routine: catalog the mineral deposits, check atmospheric compatibility, mark it for potential colonization. Sydney was the xenoarchaeologist, brought along as a formality because council regulations demanded one on every New World expedition. In 3 years of surveys, she'd found nothing but rocks and disappointed her supervisor every single time. "Another dead planet," Simon called from the ridge above, his voice crackling through her helmet comm. "I'm reading 0 biosignatures, 0 energy emissions. Want to wrap this up early?" Sydney smiled beneath her visor. Simon was always trying to cut corners, finish early, get back to the ship where he could tinker with the engines he loved more than people. "Give me 30 minutes. There's something odd about these formations. The structures, if they could be called that, rose from the rust-colored sand, like the ribs of some long-dead giant. Metallic, but not metal. Crystalline, but not crystal." Sydney had seen enough pre-convergence ruins across the galaxy to recognize the hallmarks of the Precursors, that mythical civilization that had seeded the stars with technology. Millions of years before any current, spacefaring species had crawled from there. Primordial oceans, the Precursors were. Ghosts, legends, the Galactic Council had built entire religions around their artifacts, salvaged their technology to achieve faster-than-light travel, but had never found a single clue about who or what they had been. Sydney approached the central structure, a towering obelisk that hummed with a frequency just below human hearing. Her instruments went haywire, displaying readings that made no sense. Negative mass, inverted time signatures, quantum states that shouldn't exist. "Simon, you seeing this data?" "Yeah, and I don't like it." "Sydney, maybe step back." She reached out, fingers hovering inches from the obelisk's surface. Later, she wouldn't be able to explain why she touched it. Curiosity, instinct, destiny. Perhaps, though Sydney had never believed in such things, the moment her glove made contact, the universe remembered. Across the galaxy, in the Galactic Council's central archive on Proxima Station, Junior Archivist Velsner was having a very boring day. The insectoid being was halfway through cataloging a shipment of mineral samples when every screen in the archive chamber blazed to life simultaneously. "Alert! Precursor artifact activation detected." Nor's mandibles clicked in alarm. Precursor artifacts didn't activate. They were studied, reverse-engineered, worshipped, but they never, ever turned on. That was the fundamental mystery: technology so advanced it appeared as magic, yet completely inert. The screens scrolled faster than Velsner could read, data flooding in from across known space. Every Precursor artifact, on every world, in every museum and laboratory and temple, was suddenly online, and they were all transmitting the same message. Species recognition protocol initiated. Scanning for Precursor biological markers. Match found. Reclassification in progress. Impossible. Velsner whispered. The final line appeared, and the archivist felt their hearts skip and synchronized. Terror. Species designation. Homo sapiens human. Status. Precursor species. Legacy protocol activated. Galactic System Authority. Transferred in Kepler-4 to be. Sydney stumbled backward from the obelisk, her mind reeling. Images had flooded her consciousness, not memories, exactly, but something older, deeper, written into her DNA like a book she'd been carrying her whole life, without knowing how to read. Humans hadn't evolved on Earth. They had been sent there. "Sydney." Simon was running down the ridge, sliding through the sand in his haste. "What did you do?" Every piece of Precursor tech in the colony just lit up like a Christmas tree. She looked at her hands, trembling inside her gloves. "Simon, we're them. Humans, we're the Precursors. That's insane, is it?" Sydney turned to face him, her voice gaining strength. "We've explored 1,000 worlds and found nothing else like us. No evolutionary cousins. No ancestral species on Earth beyond a certain point. We just appeared, fully formed, speaking complex language, using tools." Simon's face had gone pale. "The artifacts, all the technology the Council has been using for centuries, was ours. Built by humans, millions of years ago." Sydney looked up at the obelisk, understanding now. This is a data cache, a reminder, We didn't go extinct, Simon. We seeded ourselves across the galaxy, sent our own species back to the Stone Age as some kind of safeguard. And then we waited. Her calm crackled with an incoming transmission, not from their ship, but from something far more powerful. The voice that spoke was synthesized, ancient, and unmistakably human in its linguistic patterns. Precursor biological signature confirmed. Welcome home, descendants. All systems are now online. All protocols are now unlocked. The galaxy awaits your return. Simon sat down heavily in the sand. The council is going to lose their minds. Sydney laughed, a slightly hysterical edge to it. The council has been using human technology, following human star charts, praying to human gods without knowing it. Every species in the galaxy has been living in our house, playing with our toys. Her tablet pinged with incoming data coordinates. Hundreds of thousands of them. Human colonies, she realized. Dead worlds that weren't dead at all, but sleeping, waiting for the right genetic key to walk past and wake them up. What do we do? Simon asked quietly. Sydney looked out across the ancient city as lights began to activate in sequence, spreading across the ruins like a awakening nervous system. In orbit, their ship's sensors would be detecting the same phenomenon on a planetary scale. Soon, across the entire galaxy, humanity hadn't been the newcomers. The young upstart species lucky enough to find some abandoned technology and stumble into the stars. They had been the architects all along. We do what humans have always done, Sydney said, a slow smile spreading across her face. We survive, we adapt, and apparently we come home. The obelisk pulsed with warm, golden light, and somewhere in the depths of space, a million sleeping cities began to wake.